Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight we'll be exploring the gentle world of turtles, creatures that have walked the earth for longer than almost any other. These ancient beings carry their homes upon their backs, moving slowly through time, with a patience that spans millions of years. They inhabit oceans, rivers, ponds, and deserts. They nest on beaches and hibernate beneath frozen lakes. Some are small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, while others grow larger than a dining table. Turtles remind us that life need not be rushed, that stillness has its own wisdom, that survival sometimes means simply enduring. If you enjoy these quiet explorations, I invite you to like and subscribe or share a simple thought down in the comments. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, all you need to do is rest, settle in, and allow the calm rhythm of the turtle's world to carry you. Let's begin. Turtles have walked the earth for more than 200 million years. Turtles are ancient beyond measure. They emerged in the time of the dinosaurs, more than 200 million years ago, when the continents were still joined together in one massive landmass. While the great reptiles rose and fell, while mammals evolved and spread, while ice ages came and went, turtles persisted. They watched the world transform around them, adapting slowly, enduring quietly. Today, they are living fossils, carrying within them the memory of epochs we can barely imagine. To see a turtle is to glimpse a lineage that stretches back through unimaginable time, a thread of life that has remained unbroken across millions of generations. They survived the extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs. 66 million years ago, a catastrophic event struck the Earth. An asteroid impact, volcanic eruptions, and climate chaos combined to end the age of dinosaurs. 3/4 of all species vanished. The skies darkened, the oceans acidified, and ecosystems collapsed. Yet turtles survived. Their ability to slow their metabolism, to go long periods without food, and to shelter in water or underground helped them endure when others could not. While the mighty tyrannosaurs and towering sauropods disappeared forever, turtles quietly persisted. They emerged into a new world, one that would eventually be shaped by mammals and birds, but they remained, carrying forward a body plan that had proven its worth through the greatest catastrophe in recent geological history. The turtle's shell is part of its skeleton. A turtle's shell is not a house it can leave. It is the turtle itself. The shell is made of bone, fused to the spine and ribcage, covered with plates of keratin called scutes. Each scute grows outward, creating rings that tell the story of years past. The top part of the shell is called the carapace, while the bottom is the plastron. Together, they form a protective fortress, a living armor that has remained largely unchanged for millions of years. To imagine a turtle without its shell is to imagine something that has never existed. The shell is as much a part of the turtle as your own skeleton is part of you. Some turtles can live for more than 150 years. Turtles are among the longest-lived creatures on Earth. Giant tortoises, in particular, are known to reach ages that span human lifetimes and beyond. The oldest known tortoise, Jonathan, lives on the island of St. Helena and was born around 1832. He has seen the rise of photography, the invention of the aeroplane, 2 world wars, and the digital age. Other tortoises have been documented living well past 100 years, moving through time with the same slow patience that defines their every step. Their longevity is a mystery still being studied. Some scientists believe their slow metabolism, efficient DNA repair, and resistance to disease all contribute to their remarkable endurance. They breathe air, but many spend most of their lives underwater. Turtles are reptiles, which means they breathe air with lungs, just as we do. Yet many species spend the vast majority of their lives submerged in water. Sea turtles, for instance, rise to the surface only briefly to breathe, before descending again into the blue depths. Some freshwater turtles can stay underwater for hours, even days, by slowing their heart rate and absorbing oxygen through specialized tissues in their throat or cloaca. In winter, certain species hibernate beneath frozen lakes, their bodies entering a state of near suspension. They remain there for months, breathing so little that they seem almost lifeless, waiting patiently for the ice to thaw and the world to warm again. Sea turtles navigate thousands of miles across open ocean. Sea turtles are wanderers of the vast blue. Born on sandy beaches, they scramble to the sea as hatchlings and disappear into the waves. For years, they drift with currents, feeding and growing in the open ocean. Some travel thousands of miles, crossing entire ocean basins. How they navigate such distances remains one of nature's great mysteries. Scientists believe they sense the Earth's magnetic field, using it as an internal compass. They may also recognize the chemical signatures of ocean currents or the angle of sunlight. Whatever the method, it works. Decades later, adult females return to the very beach where they hatched to lay their own eggs, completing a circle that spans continents and lifetimes. Leatherback turtles dive deeper than most whales. The leatherback is the largest of all sea turtles, and one of the ocean's most remarkable divers. Unlike other turtles with hard shells, the leatherback's carapace is made of tough, rubbery skin over tiny bones. This flexibility allows it to withstand immense pressure as it plunges into the abyss. Leatherbacks have been recorded diving more than 4,000 feet deep, descending into darkness where sunlight never reaches. They hunt jellyfish in these depths, swallowing them whole before rising again to breathe. Their bodies are built for this extreme environment, with adaptations that protect them from the crushing weight of the deep ocean. Some turtles can breathe through their rear ends. It sounds strange, but it is true. Certain freshwater turtles have evolved a remarkable adaptation called cloacal respiration. The cloaca is the opening used for waste and reproduction, but in these turtles, it is lined with blood vessels that can absorb oxygen directly from the water. This allows them to stay submerged for extended periods without surfacing to breathe air. During winter hibernation, some species rely almost entirely on this method, drawing oxygen from the cold water while their metabolism slows to a crawl. It is an elegant solution to the challenge of surviving beneath ice, a quiet innovation that has served these creatures well for millions of years. Turtles do not have teeth, but they have powerful beaks. A turtle's mouth is lined not with teeth, but with a sharp, horny beak. This beak is made of keratin, the same material as your fingernails, and it grows continuously throughout the turtle's life. Different species have differently shaped beaks suited to their diets. A sea turtle that eats jellyfish has a scissor-like beak for slicing through soft tissue. A snapping turtle has a hooked beak for gripping prey. Herbivorous tortoises have broad, flat beaks for grinding plants. Despite lacking teeth, turtles are perfectly capable of biting, tearing, and crushing their food. Their beaks are tools shaped by millions of years of evolution, each one perfectly suited to its owner's way of life. Box turtles can close their shells completely. Most turtles can retract their heads and limbs into their shells, but box turtles take this defense to another level. They have a hinged plastron, the bottom part of the shell, that can close tightly like a lid. When threatened, a box turtle pulls itself inside and seals the openings completely, leaving no vulnerable flesh exposed. predators find themselves faced with an impenetrable dome of bone and keratin. This adaptation has made box turtles remarkably successful. They live in forests and grasslands, moving slowly through leaf litter, feeding on mushrooms, berries, and insects. Their ability to disappear entirely into their own armor has allowed them to survive in habitats where danger is always near. Some turtles are entirely vegetarian. Not all turtles are hunters. Many species are gentle herbivores, grazing on plants, fruits, and flowers. Giant tortoises of the Galapagos Islands feed on grasses, cacti, and fallen fruit, their slow movements belying the constant work of digestion. Green sea turtles, despite their carnivorous youth, transition to a diet of seagrass and algae as adults. Their beaks are serrated for shearing through tough vegetation, and their digestive systems are home to bacteria that help break down cellulose. These turtles play an important role in their ecosystems, pruning seagrass beds and dispersing seeds. They are gardeners of the sea and land, shaping plant communities through their quiet grazing. Snapping turtles are ancient predators. The snapping turtle is a creature from another age. With a prehistoric appearance, a muscular build, and a powerful bite, it is one of the most formidable freshwater predators. Snapping turtles lurk in murky ponds and slow rivers, lying motionless on the bottom, their rough shells camouflaged among rocks and mud. They are ambush hunters, waiting patiently for fish, frogs, or ducklings to come within reach. When prey arrives, they strike with startling speed, their hooked beak clamping down with tremendous force. Despite their fearsome reputation, snapping turtles are generally shy and prefer to avoid humans. They are survivors, relics of a time when the world was wilder, and they continue to thrive in the quiet corners of wetlands. Alligator snapping turtles use their tongues as bait. The alligator snapping turtle is the largest freshwater turtle in North America, and it hunts with cunning. It lies motionless on the riverbed, mouth open wide, and waits. Inside its mouth is a small pink appendage that looks remarkably like a worm. The turtle wiggles this lure, attracting curious fish. When a fish swims close to investigate, the turtle's jaws snap shut in an instant. This method of hunting requires patience and stillness, qualities the turtle possesses in abundance. It can wait for hours, even days, its body perfectly camouflaged, its lure the only movement. It is a masterclass in deception, a strategy refined over millions of years of evolution. Painted turtles can survive being frozen solid. In the northern reaches of their range, painted turtles face brutal winters. Ponds freeze over, temperatures plummet, and ice grips the land. Some painted turtles hibernate underwater, but hatchlings that emerge late in the season sometimes remain in their nests through winter. Incredibly, these tiny turtles can survive being partially frozen. Ice crystals form in their bodies, but special proteins in their blood prevent cellular damage. Their hearts stop beating, their breathing ceases, and they enter a state of suspended animation. When spring arrives and warmth returns, they thaw and emerge, alive and healthy. It is a survival strategy that defies logic, a testament to the resilience built into these ancient creatures. Soft-shelled turtles have flat, leathery shells. Not all turtles wear hard armor. Soft-shelled turtles have evolved a different approach. Their shells are flat and covered with leathery skin rather than hard scutes. This makes them more streamlined and allows them to move quickly through water. They are agile swimmers, darting after fish and invertebrates with surprising speed. Their long necks and snorkel-like noses let them breathe while buried in sand or mud, hiding from predators. Soft-shelled turtles are found in rivers and lakes across Asia, Africa, and North America. Despite their lack of traditional armor, they are successful predators, proof that evolution finds many paths to survival. Mata-mata turtles are masters of camouflage. The mata-mata turtle of South America is one of the strangest-looking turtles in the world. Its head is broad and flat, covered with flaps of skin and tubercles that resemble dead leaves and bark. Its shell is rough and ridged, blending seamlessly with the murky river bottoms where it lives. The mata-mata is a sit-and-wait predator. It lies motionless, mouth closed, waiting for fish to swim near. When prey approaches, the turtle opens its enormous mouth, creating a vacuum that sucks the fish inside. It all happens in a fraction of a second. The mata-mata does not need to chase its food. It simply waits, perfectly disguised, and lets the river bring meals to it. Turtles have excellent vision and can see in color. Contrary to what some might think, turtles have keen eyesight. They can see a wide spectrum of colors, including some ultraviolet wavelengths invisible to humans. This color vision is especially important for species that need to identify ripe fruits, colorful prey, or potential mates. Sea turtles use their vision to navigate coral reefs and recognize the beaches where they will nest. Tortoises use color cues to select the most nutritious plants. Some studies suggest that turtles can even recognize individual humans, associating certain people with food or safety. Their eyes are windows into a world richer in color than we might imagine, a world they perceive with clarity and detail. They communicate through body language and vibrations. Turtles are often thought of as silent creatures, and while they do not vocalize frequently, they are far from uncommunicative. They use body language extensively. Head bobbing, neck extensions, and limb movements all convey meaning. Male tortoises bob their heads to assert dominance or attract mates. Some species produce low-frequency sounds or vibrations that travel through water or ground. Hatchling sea turtles coordinate their emergence from nests using subtle signals. Even within the egg, embryos communicate, ensuring they hatch together for safety in numbers. Turtles live in a world of gestures and subtle cues, a quiet conversation that unfolds beneath our notice. Female turtles determine the sex of their offspring through temperature. In many turtle species, the temperature of the nest determines whether eggs develop into males or females. Warmer temperatures generally produce females, while cooler temperatures produce males. This is called temperature-dependent sex determination, and it is both fascinating and concerning. During the crucial middle third of incubation, the temperature shapes hormones that guide sexual development. A difference of just a few degrees can shift an entire clutch from one sex to the other. This adaptation may have helped turtles balance populations historically, but in a rapidly warming world, it poses a risk. Rising temperatures could lead to highly skewed sex ratios, threatening future generations. Sea turtle hatchlings face a gauntlet of predators. When baby sea turtles emerge from their sandy nests, they are only a few inches long and incredibly vulnerable. They must scramble across the beach to reach the ocean, a journey fraught with danger. Birds circle overhead, watching for movement. Crabs wait in the sand, claws ready. Raccoons, foxes, and other mammals patrol the shore. Once in the water, the dangers continue. Fish, sharks, and even larger sea turtles prey on hatchlings. It is estimated that only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings survives to adulthood. Those that do have run a gauntlet few creatures ever face. Their survival a combination of luck, instinct, and sheer determination. They instinctively crawl toward the brightest horizon. Sea turtle hatchlings are born with an ancient instinct. After breaking free from their eggs, they wait beneath the sand until nightfall. When darkness comes and temperatures cool, they dig their way to the surface. Once there, they pause, and then they move toward the brightest light on the horizon. Naturally, this would be the ocean, reflecting the moon and stars. But increasingly, artificial lights from buildings and street lamps confuse them. Hatchlings crawl toward these false horizons, away from the safety of the sea, toward roads and predators. It is one of the many ways human presence disrupts ancient patterns. A simple light altering a journey millions of years in the making. Turtles return to the same nesting beaches generation after generation. One of the most remarkable behaviors in the animal kingdom is the sea turtle's fidelity to its birthplace. After spending decades at sea, traveling thousands of miles, a female turtle will return to the very beach where she hatched to lay her own eggs. How she accomplishes this remains a mystery. Scientists believe a combination of magnetic field detection, ocean current memory, and even olfactory cues guide her home. This sight fidelity has persisted for countless generations. Beaches that hosted turtles thousands of years ago still host them today. It is a profound connection to place, a loyalty that transcends individual lifetimes and binds entire lineages to specific stretches of sand. A single female can lay hundreds of eggs in one season. When a sea turtle comes ashore to nest, she does so with remarkable dedication. Over the course of several months, a single female may return to the beach multiple times, each time digging a deep chamber in the sand and depositing around 100 eggs. In total, she might lay several hundred eggs in a season. Each egg is about the size of a ping-pong ball, soft and leathery to the touch. Once laid, she covers the nest carefully, disguising its location from predators, and then returns to the sea. She will not see her offspring. Her role ends with the burial of the eggs, a quiet act of faith that life will continue. Tortoises are meticulous in their nesting rituals. Land-dwelling tortoises approach nesting with the same deliberate care they bring to every aspect of life. A female tortoise searches for the perfect spot, testing the soil with her back legs, sometimes for hours. When satisfied, she digs a flask-shaped chamber, her hind legs working like scoops. She lays her eggs one at a time, carefully positioning each within the nest. Afterward, she fills the hole, smoothing the surface, sometimes even urinating on it to soften the soil and disguise her work. Then, she leaves, her duty complete. The eggs will incubate in the warm earth, hidden from the world, waiting for the time when tiny tortoises will push their way to the surface and begin their slow journeys. Turtle eggs take weeks or months to hatch. The incubation period for turtle eggs varies widely depending on species and temperature. Sea turtle eggs typically hatch in about 60 days, though this can be shorter or longer. Tortoise eggs may take 90 days or more. During this time, the embryos develop slowly within their shells, drawing nutrients from the yolk. The nest acts as a natural incubator, the sand or soil maintaining a relatively stable temperature. As hatching approaches, the tiny turtles use a small, temporary tooth called a carbuncle to break through the shell. This egg tooth falls off shortly after hatching. Together, siblings dig upward, working as a team to reach the surface and the world beyond. Hatchlings emerge together for safety in numbers. When turtle eggs are ready to hatch, the siblings coordinate their emergence. This synchronization increases their chances of survival. If one hatchling tried to reach the ocean alone, predators would easily pick it off. But when dozens or even hundreds emerge at once, predators cannot catch them all. This is called predator satiation. The turtles time their emergence for nightfall, when temperatures are cooler and many predators are less active. They dig upward through the sand together, each one contributing to the effort. When they break through, they pause briefly to orient themselves, and then they scatter toward the sea. In numbers, they find safety. In unity, they find strength. Giant tortoises shape entire ecosystems. On remote islands like the Galapagos and Aldabra, giant tortoises are ecosystem engineers. They graze on vegetation, keeping plant communities in balance. They disperse seeds through their droppings, planting forests as they wander. Their trails create pathways that other animals use. When they dig for water or wallow in mud, they create microhabitats for insects and other small creatures. In their absence, ecosystems change dramatically. Islands where giant tortoises have gone extinct have seen invasive plants spread unchecked and native species decline. These gentle giants, moving slowly through their island homes, are keystone species. Their presence shapes the land itself, their influence far greater than their quiet demeanor might suggest. The Galapagos tortoise species evolved on separate islands. The Galapagos Islands are home to multiple species of giant tortoises, each one uniquely adapted to its island. On islands with dry, sparse vegetation, tortoises evolved long necks and saddle-backed shells that allow them to reach higher plants. On wetter islands with abundant, low-growing vegetation, tortoises have dome-shaped shells and shorter necks. These differences arose because the islands are isolated from one another. Tortoises that reached each island evolved independently, shaped by the specific conditions they faced. Charles Darwin observed these differences during his visit in 1835, and they helped inspire his theory of evolution by natural selection. Each tortoise is a living testament to how life adapts to circumstance over time. Aldabra tortoises are the last giant tortoises of the Indian Ocean. Once, giant tortoises roamed many islands across the Indian Ocean, but humans brought hunting, habitat destruction, and invasive species, and most populations disappeared. Today, only the Aldabra tortoise remains, living on the remote Aldabra atoll. These tortoises are massive, with some individuals weighing over 500 pounds. They graze on grasses and vegetation, moving slowly through the atoll's scrublands. Aldabra is one of the few places on Earth where giant tortoises still live in large numbers, shaping the landscape as they have for millennia. They are survivors, the last echoes of a once widespread group, reminders of what has been lost and what can still be preserved. Turtles play crucial roles in marine ecosystems. In the ocean, turtles are far more than passive wanderers. Green sea turtles graze on seagrass meadows, their feeding patterns promoting healthy growth and preventing overgrowth. Hawksbill turtles feed on sponges, controlling populations that might otherwise outcompete corals for space on reefs. Leatherbacks consume vast numbers of jellyfish, keeping populations in check. When turtles die, their bodies provide nutrients to deep-sea scavengers. Even their movement between coastal and open ocean habitats transports nutrients across vast distances. Each species occupies a niche, playing a part in the complex web of marine life. Without them, ocean ecosystems would function differently, perhaps less efficiently, certainly less completely. Hawksbill turtles have beautiful shells that once endangered them. The hawksbill sea turtle has one of the most beautiful shells in the animal kingdom. Its scutes are translucent and patterned with rich amber, gold, and brown streaks. This beauty became a curse. For centuries, hawksbill shells were harvested to make combs, jewelry, and decorative items, known as tortoise shell. Thousands of turtles were killed, populations plummeted, and the species was pushed to the brink of extinction. International trade in hawksbill products is now banned, but illegal markets persist. Today, conservationists work to protect nesting beaches and raise awareness. The hawksbill's beauty nearly destroyed it, a reminder that what we treasure in nature must be protected, not possessed. Loggerhead turtles have incredibly powerful jaws. Loggerhead sea turtles are built for crushing. Their massive heads house powerful jaw muscles capable of breaking apart hard-shelled prey, like conchs, clams, and horseshoe crabs. A loggerhead's bite force is among the strongest of any turtle, allowing it to access food sources other sea turtles cannot. They patrol the ocean floor, searching for mollusks and crustaceans, their strong jaws making short work of shells that would stop other predators. Despite their power, loggerheads are gentle toward humans. Their strength is reserved for survival, for breaking open the armored creatures of the sea, for thriving in an environment where food must often be pried from protective casings. Olive ridley turtles nest in massive synchronized arrivals. Some sea turtle species nest alone, one female at a time returning to shore. But olive ridley turtles practice something extraordinary, called an arribada, a Spanish word meaning arrival. During these events, thousands of female turtles come ashore simultaneously, filling entire beaches with nesting activity. The beaches of Costa Rica, India, and Mexico witness these spectacles annually. Scientists believe arribidas may have evolved as a defense against predators. By overwhelming potential threats with sheer numbers, more hatchlings ultimately survive. Watching an arribada is to witness a phenomenon that feels almost orchestral, a mass movement coordinated by instincts older than memory. Thousands of turtles moving as one toward a shared purpose. Kemp's ridley is the most endangered sea turtle. The Kemp's ridley sea turtle is the smallest and most critically endangered of all sea turtles. It nests almost exclusively on a single stretch of beach in Mexico, making it especially vulnerable. In the past, tens of thousands of females would arrive during arribadas. By the mid-20th century, hunting and egg collection had reduced their numbers catastrophically. Footage from 1947 shows an estimated 40,000 turtles nesting on one day. By the 1980s, fewer than 300 nests were recorded annually. Conservation efforts, including protected beaches and turtle excluder devices on fishing nets, have helped the species recover slowly. Today, Kemp's ridley turtles still face threats, but their numbers are rising. A fragile success story written through decades of dedicated work. Flatback turtles are found only in Australian waters. While most sea turtle species have wide distributions, the flatback turtle is unique to Australia. It nests on northern beaches and spends its entire life in the coastal waters of northern Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. Flatbacks have flatter shells than other sea turtles, which may help them maneuver in shallow, sandy habitats. They feed on soft-bodied invertebrates, like sea cucumbers, jellyfish, and soft corals. Because their range is limited, flatback turtles face specific regional threats, including coastal development and predation by invasive species. They are a reminder that biodiversity is not evenly distributed, that some creatures belong to specific places, and that protecting those places means protecting irreplaceable life. Turtles have an excellent sense of smell. A turtle's sense of smell is finely tuned, both on land and in water. They use it to locate food, identify potential mates, and even navigate. Sea turtles can detect chemical cues in the ocean, following scent trails to feeding areas or nesting beaches. Tortoises smell ripe fruit from a distance, their sensitive noses guiding them through forests and grasslands. Some species can even detect moisture in the air, leading them to water sources during droughts. This olfactory ability is essential to their survival, allowing them to make decisions in environments where vision alone would not suffice. In every breath, they gather information, reading the world through scent as we read it through sight. Some turtles can go months without eating, Turtles are masters of efficiency. Many species can survive extended periods without food, relying on stored fat and a slow metabolism. During hibernation, turtles may go 4 to 6 months without eating, their bodies functioning at minimal levels. Sea turtles on long migrations sometimes fast for weeks, conserving energy for the journey. Even in active periods, turtles do not need to eat as frequently as mammals or birds. This ability to endure scarcity has helped them survive mass extinctions, harsh climates, and unpredictable environments. It is a quiet superpower, one that requires no fanfare, only patience, and the ability to wait until conditions improve. Hibernation allows turtles to survive brutal winters. In temperate regions, winter brings freezing temperatures and scarce food. Turtles respond by entering hibernation, also called brumation in reptiles. They seek out safe places, mud at the bottom of ponds, burrows in the ground, or crevices in rocks. Their metabolism slows dramatically. Their heart rate drops, their breathing becomes infrequent, and they enter a state of deep dormancy. Painted turtles, snapping turtles, and box turtles all hibernate through winter, emerging when spring warmth returns. This survival strategy has allowed turtles to colonize regions far from the tropics, to persist in places where cold would otherwise be lethal. Hibernation is a form of time travel, a way to sleep through hardship and wake to renewal. Desert tortoises dig burrows to escape extreme heat. In the deserts of the southwestern United States and Mexico, desert tortoises face scorching temperatures and scarce water. They survive by digging burrows, some extending 10 feet or more into the earth. These burrows provide shelter from the sun's brutal heat and the cold of desert nights. During the hottest months, desert tortoises remain underground, emerging only during cooler morning and evening hours. They obtain most of their water from the plants they eat, and they can store water in their bladders for months. When rain finally comes, they drink deeply, replenishing their reserves. Desert tortoises are a testament to resilience, to thriving in environments that seem inhospitable, to finding comfort beneath the surface when the world above is unforgiving. Wood turtles are intelligent problem solvers. Wood turtles, found in the forests and streams of northeastern North America, have demonstrated remarkable intelligence in laboratory studies. They can navigate mazes, learn to press levers for food rewards, and remember solutions to problems for extended periods. In the wild, they use their intelligence to find food, avoid predators, and navigate complex terrain. Some wood turtles have been observed stomping on the ground to mimic rainfall, causing earthworms to surface where they can be eaten. This behavior suggests not only intelligence, but also an understanding of cause and effect. Wood turtles remind us that intelligence takes many forms, that creatures we might underestimate possess minds capable of learning and adapting. Turtles have been observed using tools. Tool use was once thought to be exclusive to primates and a few bird species, but observations have shown that some turtles also use tools. In captivity, turtles have been seen using objects to reach food or to aid in climbing. Wild turtles have been documented using rocks to break open shells or pressing their bodies against hard surfaces to crack eggs they have scavenged. While these instances are not as sophisticated as chimpanzee tool use, they demonstrate problem solving and an ability to manipulate their environment. Each observation expands our understanding of cognition, showing that even creatures considered simple possess capacities that surprise us. Turtles recognize their caretakers. Pet turtles often develop bonds with their human caretakers. They learn to associate specific people with food, safety, and routine. Some turtles swim eagerly to the front of their tanks when their owners approach. while ignoring strangers. They may follow their caretakers around outdoor enclosures or respond to their voices. This recognition suggests that turtles possess memory and the ability to distinguish between individuals. While they may not show affection the way a dog or cat does, their behaviour indicates awareness and preference. For those who care for turtles, these moments of connection are meaningful. Small acknowledgements that even across the vast distance between species, recognition is possible. Tortoises can recognize shapes and colors. Studies have shown that tortoises can distinguish between different shapes and colors, learning to associate certain visual cues with food rewards. In experiments, tortoises have been trained to choose specific colored objects or geometric patterns. This ability helps them in the wild, where they must identify edible plants, ripe fruits, and potential mates. It also suggests a level of visual processing more complex than previously assumed. Tortoises do not simply react to stimuli. They perceive, categorize, and remember. Their world is one of visual distinctions, where a red flower might signal food and a particular pattern might signal danger. They see a world rich in meaning. Some turtles are social and live in groups. While many turtles are solitary, some species are surprisingly social. River turtles in South America gather in large groups on riverbanks to bask in the sun. Painted turtles pile on top of one another on logs, sharing warmth and basking spots. Sea turtles, though mostly solitary at sea, congregate during nesting season and share feeding grounds. These gatherings may provide benefits, such as increased vigilance against predators, thermoregulation, or social learning. Young turtles may learn from older individuals where to find food or safe resting spots. Sociality in turtles challenges our assumptions, reminding us that companionship exists in many forms across the animal kingdom. Basking is essential for many turtle species. Turtles are ectothermic, meaning they rely on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature. Basking, the act of resting in the sun, is crucial for many species. It raises their body temperature, improving digestion, metabolism, and immune function. Basking also helps turtles synthesize vitamin D, which is necessary for healthy shell and bone development. Aquatic turtles often choose specific basking spots, logs, rocks, or floating vegetation, where they can emerge from the water and absorb sunlight. They are meticulous about this ritual, adjusting their position to maximize sun exposure. To watch a turtle basking is to witness a simple act of self-care, an ancient practice perfected over eons. Turtles shed their scutes as they grow. As turtles grow, the scutes covering their shells do not expand. Instead, new layers form underneath, and old scutes are shed in a process called shedding or molting. In aquatic turtles, this shedding is regular and noticeable, with translucent pieces of keratin peeling away. In tortoises, shedding is less obvious but still occurs. The growth rings, visible on many turtle shells, are formed by this process, each ring representing a period of growth. These rings are sometimes used to estimate age, though they are not always accurate. Shedding is a sign of health, a visible reminder that the turtle is growing, adapting, and continuing its journey through life. Shell rot can affect turtles in poor conditions. A turtle's shell is living tissue, and like any tissue, it can become diseased. Shell rot is a bacterial or fungal infection that occurs when turtles are kept in unsanitary water or when their shells are damaged. It begins as soft spots or discoloration and can worsen if untreated. In the wild, turtles avoid shell rot through basking, which dries and disinfects the shell, and through healthy immune systems. In captivity, clean water, proper basking areas, and good nutrition are essential for prevention. Shell rot is a reminder that turtles, despite their armored appearance, are vulnerable. Their shells are not impenetrable fortresses, but living parts of their bodies that require care. Pyramiding occurs when tortoises grow too quickly. Pyramiding is a condition where the scutes on a tortoise's shell grow upward in a peaked or pyramidal shape, rather than remaining smooth and rounded. It occurs when young tortoises grow too quickly, often due to a diet too high in protein or calcium imbalances. In the wild, tortoises grow slowly on a diet of fibrous, low-protein plants. In captivity, well-meaning caretakers sometimes provide too much rich food, leading to rapid growth and pyramiding. While not always harmful, severe pyramiding can stress the shell and underlying bones. It is a visible sign that growth should be gradual, that patience applies not only to the turtle's pace of life, but also to its development. Turtles can feel touch through their shells. A turtle's shell is covered with nerve endings, making it sensitive to touch. When you gently tap or stroke a turtle's shell, it feels the sensation. This sensitivity allows turtles to detect changes in their environment, such as vibrations from approaching predators or the texture of surfaces they rest on. Some turtles appear to enjoy gentle stroking, extending their necks and closing their eyes in what seems like contentment. Others are more skittish, retreating at the slightest touch. This sensitivity is a reminder that the shell, while protective, is not a barrier to sensation. It is an organ of perception, connecting the turtle to the world around it. Turtle shells can heal from injuries. If a turtle's shell is cracked or damaged, it has a remarkable ability to heal. The bone beneath the scutes can regenerate, and the keratin layers can regrow, though the process is slow. In the wild, turtles survive boat strikes, predator attacks, and falls from heights, their shells mending over months or years. Conservationists sometimes use epoxy and fiberglass to stabilize severe shell fractures, giving the turtle time to heal naturally. The shell's ability to repair itself is a testament to the resilience built into these creatures. Even in injury, there is the potential for recovery, for continuation, for the slow knitting together of what was broken. The plastron can reveal a turtle's sex. In many turtle species, examining the plastron, the bottom shell, can help determine sex. Males often have concave plastrons, curved inward, which allows them to mount females more easily during mating. Females have flat or slightly convex plastrons, providing more internal space for eggs. Males also typically have longer, thicker tails and longer front claws. These physical differences, called sexual dimorphism, are subtle but consistent. In some species, males are smaller than females. In others, they are larger. Each species has evolved its own variations, shaped by the demands of reproduction and survival. The plastron, often hidden from view, holds clues to identity. Turtles mate in water or on land, depending on species. Mating behaviors vary widely among turtles. Aquatic turtles typically mate in water, the males grasping females with their long claws and swimming alongside or above them. The process can appear vigorous, with much splashing and movement. Tortoises, by contrast, mate on land. Males pursue females persistently, sometimes ramming them with their shells or biting their legs until the female stops and allows mating. Some tortoise species produce vocalizations during mating, grunts or groans that are among the few sounds turtles make. Mating is a continuation of the species, a ritual shaped by millions of years, each pair contributing to the endless thread of life. Male tortoises can be aggressive toward each other. During mating season, male tortoises become territorial and competitive. They challenge one another, ramming shells, pushing, and trying to flip rivals onto their backs. These contests can be surprisingly intense, with the victor earning mating access to nearby females. A flipped tortoise faces serious danger. If it cannot right itself, it may overheat, become vulnerable to predators, or suffer organ damage. Most tortoises can eventually flip themselves over using their strong legs and necks, but it is a stressful and exhausting process. These battles are not about violence for its own sake, but about passing on genes, about ensuring that strength and persistence continue into the next generation. Courtship rituals can be surprisingly elaborate. Before mating, many turtle species engage in courtship. Male red-eared sliders perform a distinctive dance, facing the female and vibrating their long front claws against her face in a fluttering motion. Some aquatic turtles engage in mutual head bobbing or circling. Male tortoises follow females persistently, bobbing their heads and vocalizing. These rituals serve to confirm species identity, assess fitness, and encourage receptiveness. They are moments of communication where gestures replace words and ancient instincts guide behavior. To witness turtle courtship is to see evolution's choreography, movements refined over countless generations into patterns that work, that succeed, that bring new life into the world. Female turtles can store sperm for years. One of the most remarkable reproductive adaptations in turtles is sperm storage. After mating, female turtles can retain viable sperm in specialized structures within their reproductive tracts for months or even years. This allows them to fertilize multiple clutches of eggs from a single mating event. If a female cannot find a suitable mate in a given year, she can still produce fertile eggs using stored sperm. This flexibility increases reproductive success, ensuring that opportunities to reproduce are not wasted. It also means that a single male's genes can influence multiple generations, his contribution extending far beyond a single encounter. Some turtles lay eggs multiple times per season. Many turtle species do not lay all their eggs at once. Instead, a female may produce multiple clutches in a single breeding season. Sea turtles, for instance, often lay 3 to 5 clutches over several months, each clutch spaced weeks apart. This strategy spreads the risk. If one nest is destroyed by predators, storms, or flooding, others may survive. It also maximizes reproductive output, allowing females to produce hundreds of eggs in a single season. Each trip to the nesting site is exhausting, requiring tremendous energy, yet females return again and again, driven by instinct, by the imperative to ensure their lineage continues. Nest temperature fluctuations can produce mixed-sex clutches. While temperature determines sex in many turtle species, nests often experience temperature fluctuations. The top of the nest may be warmer than the bottom, or temperatures may change as the season progresses. This can result in a single nest producing both male and female hatchlings. The middle third of incubation, called the thermosensitive period, is when sex is determined. Eggs experiencing different temperatures during this window will develop differently. This natural variation helps maintain balanced sex ratios, though increasingly warm global temperatures threaten to disrupt this balance, skewing populations toward females and raising concerns about future reproduction. Hatchlings have an instinct to hide after emerging. Once sea turtle hatchlings reach the ocean, they do not pause to rest. They swim frantically offshore, a behavior called the swimming frenzy. This frenzy lasts for several hours, sometimes more than a day, during which hatchlings swim continuously to reach deeper water and ocean currents. Once there, they enter the open ocean phase of their lives, often called the lost years, because scientists know little about where they go or what they do. This frantic swim is driven by instinct, a race against exhaustion and predators. a push toward the unknown blue where they will drift and grow, invisible and vulnerable, until they are large enough to return to coastal waters. Young turtles face a mysterious period called the lost years. For many sea turtle species, there is a gap in our knowledge called the lost years. After hatchlings disappear into the ocean, they are rarely seen again until they reappear years later as juveniles in coastal feeding grounds. Where they go during this time, how they survive, and what they eat remain largely mysteries. Scientists believe they drift with ocean currents, living among floating mats of seaweed called sargassum, feeding on small invertebrates. Satellite tracking and genetic studies are slowly revealing more, but much remains unknown. The lost years are a reminder of how vast and secretive the ocean is, how much of life unfolds beyond our sight. Juvenile sea turtles often inhabit coastal nurseries. When young sea turtles return from the open ocean, they seek out coastal areas with abundant food and shelter. Seagrass beds, mangrove estuaries, and coral reefs serve as nurseries where juveniles feed and grow. These habitats provide protection from large predators and access to food sources like algae, seagrass, sponges, and small invertebrates. Juveniles may spend years in these nurseries, gradually maturing before moving to adult foraging grounds or beginning their own migrations. Protecting these coastal habitats is crucial for sea turtle conservation, as they are essential stepping stones in the turtle's life cycle, places of growth and learning before the challenges of adulthood. Box turtles have small home ranges and rarely wander far. Unlike sea turtles that roam vast oceans, box turtles are homebodies. They spend their entire lives within relatively small home ranges, often just a few acres. They learn their territories intimately, knowing where to find food, water, and shelter. If a box turtle is removed from its home range, it will often spend the rest of its life trying to return, sometimes traveling miles in the attempt. This site fidelity means that even well-intentioned relocations can be harmful. A box turtle displaced from its home is a turtle lost, wandering in unfamiliar territory, vulnerable and stressed. Respecting their attachment to place means leaving them where they belong. Turtles can live in a wide range of habitats, from tropical rainforests to arid deserts, from frigid northern lakes to warm coral reefs. Turtles have colonized nearly every corner of the earth. Aquatic turtles thrive in rivers, lakes, ponds, and wetlands. Sea turtles roam the open ocean, traveling between continents. Tortoises inhabit grasslands, scrublands, and forests. Some species are highly adaptable, surviving in environments altered by humans. Others are specialists, requiring specific conditions to thrive. This diversity of habitats reflects the adaptability and resilience that have allowed turtles to persist for so long. They have found ways to live in places that would challenge most other creatures, carving out niches in the world's most varied landscapes. Freshwater turtles help keep waterways clean. Freshwater turtles are often called nature's cleanup crew. Many species are omnivorous scavengers, feeding on dead fish, decaying plants, and organic debris. By consuming this material, they help prevent the buildup of waste that could otherwise degrade water quality and promote harmful bacteria. Snapping turtles, in particular, are voracious scavengers, consuming carrion that sinks to the bottom. In this way, turtles contribute to the health of aquatic ecosystems, recycling nutrients and maintaining balance. Their presence is a sign of a functioning ecosystem, their absence often a warning that something has gone wrong. Turtles are vulnerable to habitat destruction. Despite their resilience, turtles are highly vulnerable to habitat loss. Coastal development destroys nesting beaches. Pollution degrades aquatic habitats. Roads fragment tortoise territories, leading to increased mortality from vehicle strikes. Wetland drainage eliminates breeding grounds. As human populations expand, turtles are squeezed into smaller, more isolated patches of habitat. Many species cannot adapt quickly enough. Their slow reproductive rates mean that populations take years or decades to recover from losses. Protecting turtle habitats is not just about saving individual animals. It is about preserving the places they need to feed, breed, and survive. About ensuring that future generations inherit a world where turtles still have room to exist. Plastic pollution poses a deadly threat to sea turtles. Plastic is one of the most insidious threats facing sea turtles. They mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, one of their primary food sources, and ingest them. Once swallowed, plastic can block the digestive tract, leading to starvation. Turtles also become entangled in discarded fishing gear, ropes, and nets, suffering injuries or drowning. Microplastics, tiny fragments that pervade the ocean, are consumed unknowingly and accumulate in tissues. Necropsies of dead sea turtles often reveal stomachs filled with plastic debris, bottle caps, straws, wrappers. Every piece of plastic that enters the ocean is a potential hazard. Reducing plastic use and improving waste management are critical steps toward protecting turtles and marine life. Fishing gear entangles and drowns countless turtles. Turtles that surface to breathe can become entangled in fishing nets, long lines, and crab trap lines. Once entangled, they may be unable to reach the surface, leading to drowning. Injuries from hooks and lines can cause infection or disability. The introduction of turtle excluder devices, or TEDs, in commercial fishing nets has significantly reduced turtle bycatch in some regions. These devices allow turtles to escape from nets while retaining the targeted catch. However, TEDs are not used everywhere, and illegal fishing continues to kill thousands of turtles annually. Each turtle lost to fishing gear is a preventable tragedy, a life cut short by human activity. Climate change threatens turtle nesting beaches. Rising sea levels, stronger storms, and increased temperatures all threaten turtle nesting beaches. Erosion washes away sand, destroying nests before eggs can hatch. Storm surges flood nests, drowning embryos. Rising temperatures skew sex ratios, producing predominantly female hatchlings and threatening future reproduction. Some nesting beaches may become completely submerged as sea levels rise, forcing turtles to find new sites. But turtles are creatures of habit, returning to the same beaches generation after generation. Adapting to new locations may not happen quickly enough. Climate change is rewriting the conditions turtles have relied on for millions of years, and the outcome is uncertain. Conservation programs are helping turtle populations recover. Around the world, dedicated individuals and organizations work to protect turtles. Nesting beaches are patrolled to guard against poaching. Hatcheries protect eggs from predators. Head-starting programs raise hatchlings in captivity before releasing them, giving them a better chance of survival. Rehabilitation centers treat injured turtles, healing wounds and illnesses before returning them to the wild. Laws prohibit trade in turtle products and protect critical habitats. These efforts are making a difference. Some populations, once on the brink of collapse, are slowly increasing. Conservation is a long, patient process. Much like the turtles it seeks to protect, but it is working. Turtle hospitals save injured and sick animals. When sea turtles are found sick, injured, or stranded, turtle hospitals provide critical care. Veterinarians treat infections, remove fishing hooks, repair shell fractures, and address illnesses caused by pollution or cold stunning. Cold stunning occurs when turtles in temperate waters are caught off guard by sudden temperature drops, becoming lethargic and unable to swim. Without intervention, they would die. Turtle hospitals warm them gradually, treat complications, and release them when healthy. These facilities also conduct research, learning more about turtle biology and health. Every turtle saved is not just an individual life preserved, but a contribution to the survival of the species. Community-based conservation empowers local people. In many parts of the world, local communities are the frontline defenders of turtle populations. Community-based conservation programs train and employ local people as nest monitors, beach patrols, and environmental educators. By providing economic incentives, these programs align conservation with livelihoods. Former poachers become protectors. Fishermen adopt turtle-safe practices. Children learn to value the turtles that nest on their shores. When communities have a stake in conservation, they become its most effective champions. This approach recognizes that protecting turtles is not just about biology, but about people, about building relationships between humans and the natural world. Ecotourism provides funding and awareness for turtle protection. Ecotourism centered on turtles generates revenue that supports conservation. Tourists pay to witness nesting sea turtles, to release hatchlings, or to snorkel with turtles in the wild. This income funds beach patrols, research, and education programs. It also raises awareness, turning visitors into advocates who return home with a deeper appreciation for turtles and a commitment to protecting them. When managed responsibly, ecotourism minimizes disturbance to turtles while maximizing benefits to conservation and local communities. It transforms turtles into economic assets worth more alive than dead, shifting incentives toward protection rather than exploitation. Ancient cultures revered turtles in their myths. Turtles appear in the mythologies of cultures worldwide. In many Native American traditions, the turtle is a symbol of creation. The earth itself is sometimes said to rest on the back of a great turtle, a concept known as the world turtle. In Hindu mythology, the god Vishnu takes the form of a turtle to support the world during a cosmic churning of the ocean. In Chinese culture, turtles represent longevity, wisdom, and stability. African folklore includes trickster turtles, clever and resourceful. These stories reflect humanity's long relationship with turtles, a recognition of their endurance and the quiet strength they embody. Turtles symbolize patience and longevity across cultures. Across the world, turtles are seen as symbols of patience, persistence, and long life. Their slow movements and long lifespans make them natural metaphors for endurance. The fable of the tortoise and the hare teaches that steady, persistent effort can overcome flashy speed. In many Asian cultures, turtles are associated with wisdom that comes from living long and observing much. Turtle imagery appears in art, literature, and spiritual practices, always carrying connotations of stability and timelessness. These symbolic meanings are rooted in observation, in the real qualities that turtles possess, and they have endured because they resonate with something fundamental in the human experience. The turtle's body plan is one of nature's oldest successes. The basic anatomy of turtles, a body encased in a shell, limbs that retract, a beaked mouth, has remained largely unchanged for over 200 million years. This is not because turtles failed to evolve, but because their design works so well. The shell provides protection. The slow metabolism conserves energy. The ability to retract into armor offers defense. Turtles have refined this body plan, producing variations for different environments, but the core architecture remains. It is a testament to the power of a good solution, one that evolution has seen no need to abandon. In a constantly changing world, the turtle's stability is its strength, Fossil turtles reveal an ancient and diverse history. The fossil record shows that turtles were once even more diverse than they are today. Ancient turtles came in shapes and sizes that no longer exist. Some were giants, much larger than any living species. Others had unusual shell shapes or adaptations for environments that have since disappeared. Fossils reveal turtles with teeth, though modern turtles have none. There were marine turtles in prehistoric seas, tortoise-like creatures in ancient forests, and freshwater turtles in long-vanished rivers. Each fossil is a glimpse into a vanished world, a reminder that the turtles we see today are just the latest chapter in a story millions of years long. Archelon was the largest turtle that ever lived. Archelon, a sea turtle from the late Cretaceous period, holds the title of largest turtle ever known. It measured over 13 feet long and weighed more than 2 tons. Its flippers were powerful, adapted for swimming in the shallow seas that covered much of North America during that time. Archelon's shell was lighter than modern sea turtle shells, more of a skeletal framework covered with tough skin. It fed on jellyfish, squid, and fish, much like modern leatherbacks. When the asteroid struck and the dinosaurs perished, Archelon disappeared as well. But its legacy lives on in the sea turtles we know today, distant relatives carrying forward a lineage that once included giants. Some ancient turtles had horns and spikes. Not all ancient turtles were gentle herbivores. Some species evolved elaborate defenses, including horned shells and spiked tails. Mealania, a land-dwelling turtle from Australia, had a massive club-like tail, covered in spikes, and a head too large to retract into its shell, protected instead by bony horns. These adaptations suggest a world where predation pressure was intense, where being heavily armored made the difference between survival and extinction. Mealania survived for millions of years before going extinct relatively recently, likely due to the arrival of humans in Australia. Its strange appearance reminds us that evolution experiments constantly, producing forms we can barely imagine. Turtles share ancestry with birds and crocodiles. Turtles belong to a group of reptiles called testudines, but their place in the reptile family tree has long puzzled scientists. Modern genetic studies suggest that turtles are most closely related to archosaurs, the group that includes crocodiles and birds. This means that, despite their differences, turtles share a distant common ancestor with alligators and sparrows. Their evolutionary path diverged over 250 million years ago, long before dinosaurs dominated the Earth. Understanding these relationships helps scientists trace the history of life, showing how diverse forms arise from shared origins, how a single ancestor can give rise to creatures as different as a sea turtle and a songbird. Turtles breathe air, but some can absorb oxygen underwater. While all turtles breathe air with lungs, some species have evolved supplementary methods of oxygen absorption. Certain freshwater turtles can absorb oxygen through the lining of their throat or through their cloaca, the all-purpose opening used for waste and reproduction. This adaptation is especially useful during hibernation, when turtles remain submerged for months. The oxygen levels in cold water are higher, and by absorbing it directly, turtles can survive without surfacing. It is a remarkable physiological adaptation, a backup system that allows life to continue in conditions where breathing would be impossible. Evolution has equipped turtles with multiple solutions to the challenge of survival. Turtle hearts can function with very little oxygen. Turtles have remarkable cardiovascular adaptations that allow them to survive in low-oxygen environments. Their hearts can continue beating, even when oxygen levels drop to levels that would be fatal to most animals. During hibernation, when metabolism slows and breathing nearly stops, The turtle's heart continues its slow, steady rhythm, circulating blood at a much reduced rate. Some species can survive for hours or even days without any oxygen at all, entering a state of anaerobic metabolism. This tolerance for oxygen deprivation is key to their survival in harsh conditions, whether buried in mud, trapped under ice, or enduring long dives in the ocean. The oldest known individual turtle lived over 180 years. Jonathan, a Seychelles giant tortoise, is the oldest known living land animal. Born around 1832, he has lived through the reigns of multiple monarchs, the rise and fall of empires, and technological revolutions that transformed the world. Despite his age, Jonathan still moves slowly through his home on St. Helena, grazing on grass and basking in the sun. His longevity is extraordinary, but not unique among giant tortoises. Other individuals have reached similar ages. Their long lives are a product of slow growth, efficient cellular repair, and a lifestyle free from the stresses that shorten the lives of faster-living creatures. To be in the presence of such an ancient being is humbling. Turtles grow throughout their lives, though more slowly with age. Unlike mammals, which reach a maximum size in adulthood, turtles continue to grow throughout their lives. Growth slows significantly after maturity, but it never completely stops. An old turtle is larger than a young adult of the same species. This indeterminate growth is common in reptiles and fish. It means that the largest individuals are also the oldest, carrying with them the experience and knowledge of many years. Their size is a badge of survival, a visible testament to having endured predators, diseases, droughts, and countless other challenges. Every inch of growth represents time, experience, and resilience. Male sea turtles almost never return to land. While female sea turtles haul themselves onto beaches to lay eggs, males rarely, if ever, set foot on land after hatching. Once a male hatchling reaches the ocean, he may spend his entire life at sea, swimming, feeding, and mating in the water. This means that male sea turtles are even more elusive than females. Scientists studying sea turtles encounter males, primarily through tagging programs at sea or through genetic sampling. The ocean is their entire world, a vast three-dimensional space they navigate effortlessly. For them, land is a distant memory from the first hours of life, a place they will never return to. Female sea turtles cry tears to rid their bodies of excess salt. When female sea turtles come ashore to nest, they often appear to be crying, large tears streaming down their faces. These are not tears of emotion, but of physiological necessity. Sea turtles drink seawater and consume salt-rich prey. To maintain proper salt balance, they have specialized glands near their eyes that excrete excess salt. On land, these secretions flow freely, giving the appearance of weeping. It is a practical adaptation to life in a salty environment, one more way turtles have evolved to thrive in the ocean. The tears are simply the body's way of maintaining balance, a quiet shedding of what is not needed. Turtle hatchlings are guided by moonlight. When sea turtle hatchlings emerge from their nests at night, they instinctively move toward the brightest light, which naturally is the moon and stars reflecting off the ocean. This phototaxis, or movement toward light, guides them to the water. However, artificial lights from buildings, streetlights, and vehicles can disorient hatchlings, leading them away from the sea. Thousands of hatchlings die each year because they crawl toward lights instead of water. Conservation efforts include turning off beachfront lights during nesting season and installing turtle-friendly lighting. These simple measures help ensure that hatchlings follow the ancient signals they have relied on for millions of years. The sex of hatchlings is determined during a specific window. In species with temperature-dependent sex determination, There is a critical period during incubation, when temperature influences whether embryos develop as male or female. This thermosensitive period typically occurs during the middle third of the incubation period. Temperatures during this window have lasting effects. Warmer temperatures generally produce females. Cooler temperatures produce males. Before and after this period, temperature has less influence. This narrow window means that even brief heat waves or cold snaps during incubation can skew sex ratios. It is a delicate system, finely tuned over evolutionary time, now facing disruption from climate change. Turtles can sense vibrations through their shells. A turtle's shell is not just armor, it is a sensory organ. Embedded within the bone are nerve endings that detect vibrations and pressure. When a predator approaches, the vibrations of footsteps travel through the ground and into the shell, alerting the turtle to danger. Aquatic turtles can sense ripples in the water, helping them detect prey or avoid threats. This sensitivity means that a turtle is always connected to its environment, always listening through its shell to the subtle movements around it. It is a reminder that perception takes many forms, that creatures experience the world in ways we can barely imagine. Turtles have excellent hearing underwater. While turtles lack external ears, they have internal ear structures that allow them to hear, especially underwater. Low-frequency sounds travel well through water, and turtles are sensitive to these vibrations. They use hearing to detect predators, locate mates, and navigate. Some studies suggest that turtles can hear the sound of waves crashing on shore, using this auditory cue to orient themselves during nesting migrations. Their hearing is another layer of sensory input, another way they gather information about their surroundings. In the quiet depths of a pond or the vast expanse of the ocean, sound carries meaning. Some turtles produce sounds during mating and hatching. Turtles are generally silent creatures, but they are not entirely mute. Some species produce sounds, particularly during mating. Male tortoises emit grunts, groans, or hisses while mating. These vocalizations may serve to communicate with females or intimidate rival males. Hatchling sea turtles also produce faint chirping or clicking sounds while still inside their eggs. These sounds may help synchronize hatching, ensuring that siblings emerge together. While these vocalizations are subtle and easily missed, they reveal that turtles do communicate acoustically, adding another dimension to their interactions with one another. Turtles can remember and navigate complex environments. Turtles possess impressive spatial memory. They remember the locations of food sources, basking spots, and safe hiding places. Box turtles navigate their territories with precision, returning to the same burrows and foraging sites year after year. Sea turtles remember migratory routes spanning thousands of miles, returning to the same feeding grounds and nesting beaches. This navigational ability likely relies on a combination of visual landmarks, magnetic field detection, and memory. It suggests that turtles have cognitive maps of their environments, mental representations that guide their movements. Their minds are not simple. They are capable of learning, remembering, and planning. Turtles can enter a state of torpor during droughts. When water sources dry up and temperatures become extreme, some turtles enter a state called estivation, similar to hibernation, but occurring during hot, dry periods. They burrow into mud or seek sheltered areas, slow their metabolism, and wait for conditions to improve. During estivation, turtles do not eat or drink. They rely on stored fat and water, their bodies functioning at minimal levels. This state can last for months. When rains return and water becomes available again, turtles emerge, rehydrate, and resume normal activity. Estivation is yet another survival strategy. a way to endure when the environment becomes inhospitable. Painted turtles are one of the most widespread North American turtles. The painted turtle is found from southern Canada to northern Mexico, inhabiting ponds, marshes, and slow-moving streams. Its name comes from the bright red, yellow, and orange markings on its skin and shell, patterns that vary between subspecies. Painted turtles are baskers, often seen lined up on logs in the sun. They are omnivorous, eating aquatic plants, insects, small fish, and carrion. Their adaptability to a range of habitats and climates has made them one of the most successful turtle species in North America. To see a painted turtle basking on a sunny afternoon is to witness a creature perfectly at home in its world. Red-eared sliders are popular pets, but invasive in many regions. The red-eared slider, native to the southern United States, is one of the most commonly kept pet turtles. Its docile nature and attractive appearance made it popular worldwide. However, many pet owners release their turtles into the wild when they grow too large or become burdensome. Red-eared sliders are hardy and adaptable, often outcompeting native turtle species for food and basking sites. They have established invasive populations on every continent except Antarctica. This invasion disrupts local ecosystems and threatens native biodiversity. It is a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of the pet trade and the importance of responsible ownership. Map turtles are named for the patterns on their shells. Map turtles, found in rivers and streams across North America, have intricate markings on their shells that resemble topographic maps, hence their name. These turtles are strong swimmers, adapted to flowing water. They feed primarily on aquatic invertebrates, using their specialized jaws to crush snails and clams. Map turtles are wary and quick to retreat into the water when approached. Their preference for clean, flowing rivers makes them sensitive to pollution and habitat degradation. Protecting these waterways is essential for their survival. Map turtles are indicators of river health. Their presence a sign that the ecosystem is functioning. Musk turtles release a foul odor when threatened. Musk turtles, also called stinkpots, have a distinctive defense mechanism. When threatened, they release a strong-smelling musk from glands near the base of their legs. This odor is pungent and unpleasant, deterring many predators. It is an effective defense for a small turtle that cannot rely on size or speed. Musk turtles are bottom dwellers, often found walking along the substrate of ponds and streams rather than swimming. They are omnivorous scavengers, feeding on whatever they find. Despite their smell, they are harmless to humans and play an important role in aquatic ecosystems. Spiny soft-shell turtles have long necks and sharp claws. The spiny soft-shell turtle is one of the most distinctive freshwater turtles in North America. Its shell is flat and covered with leathery skin, and its nose is elongated into a snorkel-like proboscis. This long nose allows the turtle to breathe while buried in sand or mud, hidden from predators and prey alike. Spiny softshells are fast swimmers and aggressive hunters, feeding on fish, insects, and crustaceans. They have sharp claws and powerful jaws, and they can deliver a painful bite if handled. Despite their ferocity, they are vulnerable to habitat loss and pollution, their populations declining in many areas. Diamondback terrapins live in coastal salt marshes. The diamondback terrapin is the only turtle in North America that lives in brackish water, the mix of salt and fresh water found in coastal marshes. These turtles are uniquely adapted to this environment, able to tolerate varying salinity levels. They feed on snails, clams, and crustaceans, using their strong jaws to crush shells. Diamondback terrapins were once heavily harvested for food, particularly in the early 20th century, When terrapin soup was considered a delicacy, populations plummeted, but conservation efforts have helped them recover. They remain vulnerable to coastal development, road mortality, and entanglement in crab traps. Chicken turtles have unusually long, striped necks. The chicken turtle, named for its purported flavor, is a freshwater species found in the southeastern United States. Its neck is exceptionally long, longer in proportion to its body than most other turtles. This long neck allows it to reach out and snatch prey from a distance. Chicken turtles are semi-aquatic, spending time both in water and on land. They nest in the fall, unusual among North American turtles, and their hatchlings overwinter in the nest, emerging in spring. This delayed emergence is a strategy that helps hatchlings avoid predators and harsh winter conditions. Bog turtles are among the smallest turtles in the world. The bog turtle is one of the smallest turtles in North America, with adults reaching only about 4 inches in length. They have a distinctive bright orange or yellow blotch on each side of their head. Bog turtles inhabit fens, bogs, and wet meadows, habitats that are increasingly rare due to development and drainage. They are secretive, spending much of their time buried in mud or hidden among vegetation. Bog turtles are critically endangered, their populations fragmented and declining. Conservation efforts focus on protecting and restoring their wetland habitats, ensuring that these tiny turtles have places to live. Blanding's turtles have bright yellow throats. Blanding's turtle is easily recognized by its bright yellow throat and chin. This coloration makes it stand out among North American turtles. Blanding's turtles are semi-aquatic, living in marshes, ponds, and wetlands. They are known for their longevity, often living 70 years or more. Females do not reach sexual maturity until they are in their teens or 20s, a slow reproductive rate that makes populations vulnerable to decline. Blanding's turtles are threatened by habitat loss, road mortality, and nest predation. Protecting them requires long-term commitment, as recovery takes generations. Spotted turtles are small and beautifully marked. The spotted turtle is a small, attractive species with bright yellow spots scattered across its dark shell and skin. These spots are unique to each individual, like fingerprints. Spotted turtles inhabit shallow wetlands, vernal pools, and marshy areas. They are omnivorous, feeding on aquatic invertebrates, plants, and carrion. Spotted turtles are vulnerable to habitat loss and collection for the pet trade. Their small size and beautiful markings make them desirable, but removing them from the wild harms already threatened populations. Conservation efforts focus on habitat protection and reducing illegal collection. Eastern mud turtles can survive in temporary wetlands. Eastern mud turtles are adaptable creatures, capable of surviving in temporary wetlands that dry up seasonally. When water levels drop, they burrow into the mud and enter a state of dormancy, waiting for rains to return. This ability allows them to inhabit ephemeral ponds and ditches that other aquatic turtles cannot. Mud turtles are small, with dark shells and secretive habits. They are omnivorous, eating whatever is available. Their resilience and adaptability make them successful in a range of habitats, though they still face threats from habitat destruction and pollution. Turtles play important roles in seed dispersal. Turtles contribute to forest health by dispersing seeds. When tortoises and some freshwater turtles eat fruits, the seeds pass through their digestive systems intact. The turtles travel, sometimes considerable distances, before defecating, depositing the seeds in new locations. This seed dispersal helps plant species colonize new areas and maintain genetic diversity. Some plants have evolved to rely on turtles for dispersal, producing fruits that appeal to them. Without turtles, these plants would struggle to spread. Turtles are gardeners, shaping the botanical landscape through their movements and diets. Turtles control populations of jellyfish and other prey. Sea turtles, particularly leatherbacks, consume vast quantities of jellyfish. A single leatherback can eat several hundred pounds of jellyfish per day. By doing so, they help regulate jellyfish populations, preventing blooms that can disrupt marine ecosystems. Jellyfish blooms can harm fish populations, clog fishing nets, and interfere with human activities. Turtles act as a natural check on these blooms. Similarly, freshwater turtles control populations of insects, snails, and small fish, maintaining balance in aquatic food webs. Every species has a role, and turtles fulfill theirs quietly and efficiently. Turtles are indicators of environmental health. Because turtles are sensitive to changes in their environment, they serve as indicators of ecosystem health. Declining turtle populations often signal broader environmental problems, such as pollution, habitat degradation, or climate change. Conversely, healthy turtle populations suggest that ecosystems are functioning well. Scientists monitor turtle populations to assess the health of wetlands, rivers, and coastal areas. By protecting turtles, we also protect the habitats they depend on and the countless other species that share those spaces. Turtles are canaries in the coal mine, their well-being reflecting the well-being of the natural world. Turtles have cultural significance in many indigenous communities. For many indigenous peoples, turtles hold deep cultural and spiritual significance. They appear in creation stories, traditional medicines, and ceremonies. Turtle shells have been used to make rattles, tools, and ceremonial objects. In some cultures, turtles are seen as symbols of Mother Earth, their shells representing the land, and their movements the slow, steady passage of time. Respecting these cultural connections means involving indigenous communities in turtle conservation, honoring traditional knowledge, and recognizing that turtles are more than just animals. They are part of a cultural heritage that stretches back thousands of years. Turtle conservation connects people across generations. Protecting turtles is a multi-generational effort. Conservationists work knowing they may not see the full results of their labor. Turtle populations recover slowly. A hatchling released today may not reproduce for decades, but this long view is essential. Older generations teach younger ones to value and protect turtles. Children who participate in beach cleanups or hatchling releases grow into adults who continue the work. Turtle conservation is a relay race, with each generation passing the torch to the next, united by a shared commitment to ensure that turtles persist into the future. Watching turtles can be meditative and calming. There is something deeply peaceful about watching turtles. Their slow, deliberate movements invite us to slow down as well, to be present in the moment. A turtle basking on a log, completely still except for the slow blink of an eye, reminds us that stillness is not emptiness. A tortoise methodically chewing a leaf teaches patience. Sea turtles gliding effortlessly through water demonstrate grace. For those who spend time observing turtles, the experience often becomes meditative, a respite from the rush of modern life. Turtles teach by example, offering lessons in patience, presence, and the value of moving through life with intention. Turtles remind us that slow and steady has value. In a world that prizes speed, efficiency, and constant productivity, turtles offer a different model. They remind us that survival does not require haste. Their slow metabolism, slow growth, and slow movements are not weaknesses, but adaptations that have allowed them to endure for millions of years. The fable of the tortoise and the hare is popular because it resonates. We recognize that persistence and consistency often matter more than flashy bursts of speed. Turtles have outlived the dinosaurs, outlasted ice ages, and persisted through mass extinctions. Their pace is not a limitation, it is a strategy, one that has proven its worth time and again. Turtles have survived multiple mass extinctions. Earth has experienced 5 major mass extinctions. Catastrophic events that wiped out significant percentages of life. Turtles survived them all. They endured the end Permian extinction, the worst in Earth's history. They survived the end Triassic and end Cretaceous events, the latter of which ended the age of dinosaurs. Each time, turtles emerged into a changed world and adapted. Their resilience is extraordinary. It suggests that their fundamental design, their ability to slow metabolism, their protective shells, their omnivorous diets, provide advantages in times of crisis. Turtles are survivors, built to endure, to persist when others cannot. The future of turtles depends on human choices. Turtles have survived natural catastrophes, but they now face a human-caused crisis. Habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and overexploitation threaten species worldwide. Unlike past extinctions caused by asteroids or volcanic eruptions, this one is driven by choices, and choices can be changed. By protecting habitats, reducing plastic use, supporting conservation programs, and respecting wildlife, humans can ensure that turtles continue to walk the earth. The future is not predetermined. It will be shaped by the actions taken today, by the decisions made in boardrooms, legislatures, and homes. Turtles have endured for 200 million years. Whether they endure another 200 depends on us. Every individual turtle matters to the survival of the species. With slow reproduction and high hatchling mortality, every adult turtle is valuable. Losing even a few breeding adults can impact a population for decades. This makes every rescue, every nest protected, every piece of litter removed meaningful. Individual actions add up. A single person picking up trash on a beach may save a hatchling. A driver slowing down may spare a turtle crossing a road. These small acts, multiplied across millions of people, can make a difference. Turtle conservation is not just the work of scientists and organizations. It is something everyone can participate in. A collective effort to ensure that these ancient creatures remain part of our world. Turtles connect us to deep time. To look at a turtle is to glimpse a lineage that stretches back unimaginably far. Their ancestors swam in seas where no human had ever set foot, walked on lands still shifting and forming. They witnessed the rise and fall of countless species, the slow dance of continents, the gradual unfolding of life's diversity. In their presence, we are reminded of how brief human history is, compared to the vast sweep of geological time. Turtles are living links to the deep past, carriers of an ancient heritage. They connect us to timescales beyond our comprehension, reminding us that life is part of a story much larger than ourselves. Turtles teach us about resilience and adaptation. Turtles have faced challenges throughout their history and have adapted to meet them. They evolved shells for protection, learned to hibernate through winters, developed the ability to navigate vast oceans. Each adaptation was a response to pressure, a solution to a problem. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about enduring through it, about finding ways to survive when the world changes. Turtles embody this resilience. They show us that flexibility within a stable framework, that persistence combined with adaptation, can carry life through the most difficult circumstances. Their story is one of survival, not through dominance, but through resilience. Turtles inspire scientific curiosity and research. Turtles continue to fascinate scientists. Researchers study their navigation, their aging processes, their ability to survive without oxygen, their temperature-dependent sex determination. Each discovery raises new questions. How do turtles repair DNA so efficiently? What allows them to live so long? How do they navigate across featureless oceans? These questions drive research that not only helps us understand turtles, but also provides insights into biology more broadly. Understanding turtle longevity, for instance, could inform research on human aging. Turtles are not just subjects of conservation. They are teachers, offering lessons in biology, physiology, and adaptation. Turtles encourage us to think about legacy. When we protect turtles, we are making a choice that extends far beyond our own lifetimes. A hatchling released today may live for a century or more, long after we are gone. Conservation is an act of faith in the future, a gift to generations not yet born. It asks us to consider what we leave behind, what world we pass on. Turtles, with their long lives and ancient lineage, invite us to think in terms of legacy, to recognize that our actions have consequences that ripple forward through time. Protecting them is an investment in a future we will never see, a gesture of hope and responsibility. The turtle's journey mirrors our own. In many ways, the turtle's journey through life mirrors our own. They begin small and vulnerable, facing a world full of dangers. They grow slowly, learning and adapting. They seek food, shelter, and companionship. They reproduce, ensuring the continuation of their kind. They age, their bodies slowing but their persistence unwavering. They face challenges, overcome obstacles, and endure. Though we live at different paces and inhabit different worlds, there is commonality in the arc of existence. Turtles remind us that life, in all its forms, is a journey marked by struggle, growth, and the quiet determination to continue. Turtles embody the beauty of simplicity. A turtle's life is, in many ways, simple. Eat, rest, bask, move, survive. There is no complexity of social hierarchies, no elaborate communication systems. Their needs are basic, their desires uncomplicated, yet within this simplicity is profound beauty. A turtle does not need to be flashy to be successful. It does not need to dominate to survive. It simply exists, moving through its world with quiet competence. This simplicity is a kind of elegance, a reminder that survival does not require complexity, that a simple, well-adapted life can be as successful as any other. In their simplicity, turtles find sufficiency. Observing turtles in the wild is a privilege. To encounter a turtle in its natural habitat is a gift. Whether it is a sea turtle gliding through coral reefs, a tortoise ambling through desert scrub, or a painted turtle basking on a log, these moments connect us to the natural world. They remind us that we share the planet with other lives, each following its own path. In a world increasingly dominated by human activity, wild turtles represent something precious, a continuation of life as it has been for millions of years. To watch them is to step outside our human-centered perspective, to witness existence on its own terms. It is a humbling and enriching experience. Turtle nesting beaches are places of ancient ritual. For millions of years, sea turtles have returned to beaches to lay their eggs. These beaches are sacred in their continuity, places where ancient rituals unfold unchanged. A female turtle hauling herself onto sand, digging her nest, laying her eggs, and returning to the sea is performing an act her ancestors performed countless generations before. To stand on a nesting beach is to witness something timeless, a connection to the deep past. These beaches are not just geography. They are monuments to persistence, altars of continuation, places where life renews itself according to patterns written into the very bones of the species. Hatchlings embody hope and new beginnings. There is something deeply hopeful about a turtle hatchling. Tiny, determined, scrambling toward the sea, it represents the continuation of life against overwhelming odds. Most will not survive, yet they try. They push forward, driven by instinct, by the imperative to reach the water and begin their journey. In their smallness and vulnerability, they carry the future of their species. Each hatchling is a new beginning, a fresh chance, a tiny life embarking on an epic journey. To witness hatchlings emerging is to witness hope in its purest form. Fragile, yet unrelenting. Small, yet mighty. Turtles show us the power of endurance. If there is one lesson turtles teach, it is the power of endurance. They do not conquer their environment. They endure within it. They do not rush. They persist. They face predators, climate shifts, food scarcity, and countless other challenges, and they continue. Generation after generation, they carry forward. Each individual, a link in an unbroken chain, stretching back millions of years. Endurance is not glamorous. It does not make headlines, but it is profound. It is the quiet strength that carries life through time, the steady heartbeat beneath the noise of the world. Turtles embody this endurance, and in doing so, they inspire it in us. Turtles invite us to slow down and appreciate the present. In their slowness, turtles offer an invitation. They ask us to pause, to breathe, to be present. Watching a turtle reminds us that not everything must be rushed, that there is value in taking one's time. In a culture obsessed with speed, turtles are a counterbalance, a gentle reminder that life can be lived at a different pace. They do not hurry, yet they accomplish what they need to. They move through their world with deliberate care, experiencing each moment fully. In their presence, we are encouraged to do the same, to slow our own racing thoughts, to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. The turtle's shell is a fortress and a home. The shell is both protection and identity. It is a fortress that shields the turtle from predators, a home it carries everywhere. Unlike hermit crabs that must find new shells, turtles are born into theirs, the shell growing with them throughout life. It is a burden, adding weight and limiting speed, but it is also a gift, offering safety and security. The shell is uniquely turtle, the defining characteristic of the group. It represents a trade-off: mobility for protection, speed for safety. And for over 200 million years, that trade-off has proven worthwhile. The shell is more than anatomy. It is strategy made physical. Turtles have witnessed the rise of humanity. Modern humans evolved roughly 300,000 years ago. Turtles have been around for over 200 million years. This means that turtles were ancient long before humans existed. They walked the earth during the time of the dinosaurs, survived the ice ages, and watched as early humans spread across continents. They have witnessed the entire arc of human history, from stone tools to space travel, all while remaining fundamentally unchanged. In their constancy, they provide perspective. Human civilization, for all its achievements, is a brief moment in the turtle's timeline. They remind us of our place in the larger story of life on Earth. Turtles share the world quietly with us. Turtles do not demand attention. They do not compete with humans for dominance. They simply exist, sharing the planet quietly, occupying their niches, fulfilling their roles. They ask only for space to live, for clean water, for safe beaches, for habitats free from destruction. In return, they offer us beauty, wonder, and the gift of their presence. They remind us that the world is not ours alone. that countless other lives unfold alongside our own, each deserving of respect and consideration. Sharing the world with turtles enriches it, adds depth and diversity, connects us to something larger than ourselves. Every turtle carries its history in its shell. The rings on a turtle's shell, the scars from old injuries, the patterns unique to each individual, these are records of a life lived. Each mark tells a story. A chip in the shell might recall an encounter with a predator. Growth rings reveal years of feeding and growing. The shell is a biography written in bone and keratin, a physical record of survival. To examine a turtle's shell is to read its history, to glimpse the challenges it has faced and overcome. Every turtle is a living document, carrying its past visibly, wearing its story for those who take the time to look. Turtles remind us that protection is sometimes the best strategy. In nature, there are many strategies for survival: speed, aggression, camouflage, social cooperation. Turtles chose protection. Rather than outrun predators, they outlast them. Rather than fight, they retreat into armor. This strategy has served them well. It is a reminder that there are many paths to success, that defense can be as effective as offense, that sometimes the best response to danger is to withdraw, to wait, to endure. In a world that often values aggression and confrontation, turtles offer an alternative model, one based on resilience and patience. Turtles show us that survival does not require dominance. Turtles do not dominate their ecosystems. They do not outcompete other species through aggression. They find their place, occupy their niche, and persist. This gentle approach to survival has allowed them to coexist with countless other species across millions of years. It demonstrates that success in nature does not require being the strongest, the fastest, or the most aggressive. It requires finding a role, adapting to conditions, and enduring. Turtles thrive not by conquering, but by fitting in, by being part of the web of life, rather than attempting to control it. The turtle's slow metabolism is a superpower. In a world where speed is often equated with superiority, the turtle's slow metabolism might seem like a disadvantage, but it is, in fact, a tremendous asset. A slow metabolism means turtles require less food, can survive extended periods without eating, and live longer than most other animals. It allows them to hibernate through winters, estivate through droughts, and endure environmental conditions that would kill faster-living creatures. What looks like slowness is actually efficiency, a finely tuned system that maximizes survival. The turtle's slow burn has carried it through epochs, a steady flame that never goes out. Turtles are masters of energy conservation. Every movement a turtle makes is deliberate, every action considered. They do not waste energy on unnecessary activity. When food is scarce, they rest. When temperatures are extreme, they retreat. This conservation of energy is a key to their success. It means they can survive on less, endure longer, wait out hardship. In modern terms, turtles are the ultimate efficiency experts, operating at maximum effectiveness with minimum input. There is wisdom in this approach, a recognition that energy is precious and should be spent carefully. Turtles do not rush through life. They move through it with intention. Turtles are living proof that old designs can still work. In a world of constant change and innovation, turtles are a reminder that old solutions can remain effective. Their body plan has not fundamentally changed in over 200 million years because it works. Evolution is not about constant reinvention. It is about what succeeds. If a design is effective, it persists. Turtles are living proof that tradition has value, that time-tested approaches can outlast fleeting trends. In their ancient bodies, we see vindication of the principle that if something is not broken, it need not be fixed. The turtle's design was not broken. It was, and remains, brilliant. Turtles live in the present moment. A turtle does not worry about tomorrow. It does not regret yesterday. It exists fully in the present, responding to the conditions it faces now. When hungry, it eats. When tired, it rests. When threatened, it retreats. This presence, this immediacy, is something humans often struggle to achieve. We are pulled into the past by memory and pushed into the future by anxiety. Turtles, unburdened by such concerns, simply live. There is a kind of wisdom in this, a peace that comes from being fully present. Watching a turtle can remind us of the value of now, of the richness available in the current moment. Turtles teach patience through example. You cannot rush a turtle. It will move at its own pace, no faster. This can be frustrating for those accustomed to speed, but it is also a lesson. The turtle teaches patience simply by being what it is. To wait for a turtle to cross a road, to watch it slowly navigate its environment, is to practice patience. And in that practice, we learn that not everything can be hurried, that some processes take time, that waiting is not wasted. Patience is a virtue turtles embody effortlessly. They have all the time in the world, and they use it fully. Turtles ask nothing of us but coexistence. Turtles do not need us to feed them, shelter them, or manage them. They do not ask for intervention. What they ask for is simply to be left alone, to have space to live their lives. They ask for clean water, safe nesting beaches, and freedom from persecution. These are not unreasonable requests. They are the basic requirements of existence. In granting them, we practice coexistence. We acknowledge that other species have the right to exist, that their lives have intrinsic value. Turtles do not demand much, but what they ask for, they deserve. Every encounter with a turtle is a gift. Whether it is a chance sighting of a turtle in the wild or a regular observation of one in a pond, each encounter is special. These moments connect us to the natural world, remind us that we are part of a larger community of life. They offer perspective, beauty, and a sense of wonder. In our busy, human-dominated lives, a turtle sighting can be a moment of pause, a breath of something different. It is a reminder that the world is full of other lives, each moving through its own journey. Each encounter is a gift, a small treasure offered by the natural world. Turtles are symbols of stability in a changing world. The world changes constantly. Empires rise and fall. Technologies evolve. Landscapes transform. But turtles remain, moving through time with the same steady pace they have always had. They are constants in a world of flux, anchors of stability. In their persistence, they offer reassurance. No matter how much changes around them, turtles endure. They remind us that some things remain, that continuity exists, that the past is still connected to the present. In an age of rapid change, turtles are comforting presences, steady and reliable, links to something enduring. Turtles have earned their place in the world through 200 million years of existence, through mass extinctions and climate shifts, through the rise and fall of countless other species. Turtles have earned their place on this planet. They have survived by adaptation, by resilience, by fitting into the world rather than trying to reshape it. Their survival is not luck. It is the result of effective strategies refined over incomprehensible spans of time. They deserve to be here. They have proven their worth through endurance. And in recognizing this, we honor not just turtles, but the principle that all life, when it has persisted so long, has earned respect. Turtles inspire awe in their simplicity and complexity. On the surface, turtles are simple creatures. They eat, rest, move, reproduce. Yet beneath this simplicity lies profound complexity. Their physiology allows them to survive in extreme conditions. Their navigation abilities defy complete understanding. Their longevity challenges our concepts of aging. They are both simple and complex, accessible and mysterious. This duality makes them endlessly fascinating. We can appreciate them on a basic level, enjoying their calm presence, or we can delve deeper, exploring the biology and behaviour that make them so successful. Turtles reward both casual observation and deep study. The turtle's journey continues. After 200 million years, the turtle's story is far from over. Every day, turtles around the world wake to a new sunrise. They bask on logs, swim through oceans, dig burrows, lay eggs, and carry on. Each individual is part of an unbroken chain, a living link between past and future. The journey continues because turtles continue, because they persist in doing what they have always done. But whether their journey extends another 200 million years depends on choices made now. The story is still being written, and we have the opportunity and the responsibility to ensure it continues. Turtles are teachers of what truly matters. In their slow, quiet way, turtles teach us what truly matters. Not speed, not dominance, not accumulation, but endurance, resilience, presence, simplicity, connection to place, patience. These are the values turtles embody, the lessons they offer to those willing to observe. In a world that often seems to value the opposite, turtles are gentle reminders of deeper truths. They show us that a life lived slowly can still be full, that a simple existence can be profound, that persistence is its own form of success. They teach without words, simply by being what they are. Turtles connect us to something ancient and timeless. To look at a turtle is to look at a creature whose ancestors swam in prehistoric seas, walked through forests long gone, witnessed the dawn of the age of mammals. They carry within them the accumulated wisdom of survival across epochs. They connect us to deep time, to the vast sweep of natural history, to processes that dwarf human concerns. In their presence, we touch something ancient, something that predates our species and may outlast it. This connection is humbling. It reminds us of our place in the grand scheme, small yet significant, brief yet part of a larger story. And so, dear listener, our journey through the gentle world of turtles comes to a close. From ancient giants to tiny hatchlings, from ocean wanderers to desert dwellers, from creatures that breathe underwater to those that hibernate beneath ice, we have explored the remarkable diversity and resilience of turtles. We have seen how they navigate by starlight and magnetic fields, how they carry their homes upon their backs, how they have endured through time while others fell away. We have learned that they teach patience, embody resilience, and remind us of the value of moving through life with deliberate care. As you lie here, letting your breath fall into an easy rhythm, imagine yourself on a quiet beach at twilight. The sky above is painted in soft purples and oranges, the last light of day fading into night. Before you, the sand is smooth, marked only by the tracks of a turtle who came ashore to nest hours ago. Now she is gone, back to the sea, but her eggs rest safely beneath the sand, waiting for their time. You hear the gentle rhythm of waves, the soft whisper of wind through beach grass. The air is warm and still. In the distance, a sea turtle's head breaks the surface, takes a breath, and disappears again beneath the water. All is calm, all is right. The turtles continue their ancient journeys, as they have for millions of years. They move through time with patience and grace, carrying with them the wisdom of endurance. And in their persistence, they remind us that life, in all its forms, is precious, that the world is vast and full of wonder, that even the smallest creatures have stories worth telling, that survival is an art form perfected over eons, that stillness has its own power. Let the image of turtles stay with you as you drift towards sleep, their slow movements, their steady breathing, their ancient presence. Feel yourself settling, like a turtle into its shell, safe and protected. Let go of the day's concerns. Let go of tomorrow's worries. Be present, here, now, in this moment of rest. The turtles swim on through warm currents. The hatchlings wait beneath the sand. The tortoises rest in their burrows. And you, too, can rest. Can let sleep carry you gently, like ocean currents carrying a turtle home. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and drift into the stillness, into the quiet, into the vast and timeless peace where turtles have always dwelled. Good night.